So I've had goals in my life that I thought at one point they were just impossible for me to achieve. And the only way that I could achieve that had nothing to do with being disciplined or having this amazing productivity app or some hack or something like that. In fact, I used to suck at goal setting. I tried it all. I tried the vision board, I tried SMART goals, doing one thing after the other, dreaming, hoping, setting my goals up in proper step-by-step order, going very detailed as they tell you to do in SMART goals. Thing is that no matter how much effort you put into a vision board and try to visualize everything, there is a strategy, there is a method, there is an unusual method that can actually help you set your goals. That's what I did. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you my exact step-by-step methods, and very, very unusual method that you could use to set up goals in your own life and how to actually set goals that you achieve. So let's dive in. Hi, my name is Jay and I create systems for peak human performance. I've worked with some of the best coaches, with the best therapists in the world, and the knowledge and the experiences that I've gained have helped me change my life, transform my life, and I hope that the information I give you in these videos helps you transform your own. So the way I think about goal setting is very different. So let's take an example, right? So let's say that you have a goal, and this goal, let's say, is to make $10,000 a month. So it's a financial goal. Now, how do you go about achieving this goal? Well, what most people will do is they'll think about, what do I need to do in order for me to achieve this goal? What behaviors do I need to change? So let's say you have your goal, right? And then you have over here, let's say your goal is 10K a month. And then after that, you have the context, or you could say your environment. Okay. So this is the context in which you want to achieve this goal, right? Meaning, what is your environment? And then above that, you have behavior. All right. So now, what most people focus on is here. How do I change my behavior? And this is where I put all of my focus in the beginning as well. Because the thing is that, let's say you want to make $10,000 a month. Okay, that means I want to start a business. Okay, so I want to start a business. What do I need to do to start a business? Well, I need to figure out a product. I need to figure out a service. I need to figure out, I need to build this service or product. Then I need to figure out a way to market it. And I need to figure out a way to sell it. And if you look at everything that goes into building a business, even a small business that's $10,000 a month, it's a lot of hard work. And it's not that people can't achieve it. It's just that when you start to think about the behavior, it's really, really, really hard. And then you start that behavior and you say, hey, you know what? I'm not going to do it right now. I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm not going to do it right now. I'll do it in an hour. I'll not do it right now. I'll do it in 2 hours. In order to do that behavior, you need something called willpower, right? You need something to get you to actually do it, motivation, push yourself. And for some people, that's enough. But that really depends upon the context. So let me give you an example. Let's say that you're completely broke. Let's say that you need money to pay your bills. Let's say you're going to get kicked out of your house in 15 days. Well, that's a very strong environment to reinforce this sort of behavior where you can go out there and really smash it and kill it. And believe me, I've been in that situation where I really need the money badly and I found a way to make the money or find the money. I remember back in 2019, my mom was hospitalized. I needed the money to take care of her hospital bills. I didn't have it. And I went out there and I found the money. I hunted for it. I found it within 24 hours. I paid all of her bills. And it was really stressful, but I did it. I didn't sleep. I didn't eat, but I did it. So my behavior changed because of the extreme context, right? The environment, which was really, really extreme in extreme circumstances. And this is where, people, if you listen to certain motivational videos, they try to get your mind to think about what would happen if you don't do it, right? Which is pretty much tweaking your environment, your context, in such a way that it propels you to take action. The thing is that this sort of a feedback loop, right, it's not sustainable. And this is where, when you look at a business, or if you look at losing weight, you need consistent, strong action, right? Think about somebody who's trying to lose weight, and because they see themselves getting bigger and bigger, their belt doesn't fit anymore, or their clothes don't fit anymore, and they get a little jolt, or they get a health scare, maybe a heart attack, God forbid, or maybe they just get a final warning from their doctor or from their wife or husband saying, listen, if you don't lose that weight, bad things are going to happen. And that jolts them into action. But what happens once they lose the weight? They put it all back up again, right, after a period of time. Because of what we're going to cover in points 3, 2, and 1. So when you unlock what's actually here and you focus your transformation, your shift, your change in this area, which actually affects your behavior, that's when meeting your goals becomes almost effortless. You unlock a level of human performance that you did not have before. So let's take a look at what these things are. So if you look at behavior, above behavior, you have capabilities, stuff that you can do, right? So for example, can you get up in the morning and get straight to work on your business? Can you or do you have the ability to create a product or create a service or go to the gym and lift weight? Do you have that capability? Whether you call it discipline, whether you call it ambition, whether you call it the technical skill to be able to do it, or the ability to go and find that skill, the focus, the clarity, all of these capabilities that you need for the behavior is the next level up. But what I really like to believe in, or what I really like to focus on, are beliefs and values. So your capabilities actually depend upon your beliefs and your values. So for example, when I was younger, I was brought up with the belief that making money is really, really difficult. That we live in a world where making money is a struggle. And I believe this. I really believe this. So much so that my behavior was completely based on these beliefs. So what was my behavior? Find a job, probably one of the hardest jobs that I could find, and work my butt off, like to a level where I completely destroyed any sense of well-being. I completely destroyed my health. I became overweight. I was depressed. I was anxious. And that's because my beliefs had pigeonholed me into a set of behaviors that made it impossible for me in that environment to achieve my goal, right? And so your beliefs, this is the key to everything. Because if you believe that making money is difficult, making money is a struggle, making money is hard, then you're going to only look for things that are hard, that are a struggle, that makes it really, really difficult to make money. Imagine that you are looking at the world through a lens, and it's a blue colored lens. You're going to see the whole world as blue. If you have a red colored lens, on the other hand, you're going to see the whole color of the world as red. Everything will look red to you. So when you look at your beliefs, and imagine going after building a business, going after building wealth, making money, with a belief system that money is easy to make, which it is, to be honest. If you look at some of the most wealthiest people in the world, they don't really work very hard for money. For them, the most important thing is how they could make their money intelligently without spending time, energy, effort. Like right now, I'm making this YouTube video because that's part of my business. The crazy thing is, making a YouTube video is a one-time effort for me, but this YouTube video is going to be there to help people years down the line. And on top of that, it's going to be there to help me build my business, build my brand years down the line. So I make this video once, and it helps me. It's a behavior that helps me with my goal. However, if I had to believe that making YouTube videos is hard, it's really difficult, I can't do it, what will people think of me? What if it's not good enough? What if it doesn't turn out well? All these thoughts that would directly affect my capabilities, because I wouldn't be confident enough to present this material in front of you. And that would affect my behavior, because I just wouldn't shoot the damn video. And if that affects my behavior, I'm never, ever, ever, ever going to get to this goal, at least in the way that would make it sustainable, long-term, and easy and quick, right? So your beliefs are the key. And the next thing you have to remember is your values, right? Because if your behavior is not in alignment with your values, then you're going to have a really, really, really hard time going to sleep at night. And so your values have got to be in alignment with your beliefs, which will unlock capabilities for you, which will create behavior in a way that is effortless, right? that helps you achieve the goal. And so my work has been, over the last 5 years, helping my clients through the systems that I have, that I've been working on, that I've designed, to help them change this, and to also help them realize this for themselves. What are their values? What do they hold closest to them in the world? Like if somebody says, I want to lose weight, the question I ask them is why, right? And if they don't give me a good answer, then we have to hunt for the answer, right? Most importantly, what are the beliefs that are running there? What is the software that's running their brain? Because if the software tells them that they can't lose weight because they're big boned, it doesn't matter how much motivation and inspiration they have. One day they'll get up, they'll go to the gym, they'll come back the next day, the day after that they'll get up, they'll go to the gym, the third day they just won't feel like it because they'll be out of willpower, because that behavior, fighting against that belief, that behavior is eventually going to run out of gas. And so my work has been focusing in a very big way to help people change their beliefs instantaneously. That's the work that I do, right? How do I change people's beliefs instantaneously? And if you are somebody who wants help in achieving their goal, then what you could do is you could actually go through this checklist and actually work on it in a reverse way. So I'll explain to you what that means. And by the way, stick around till the end, because I'm going to show you a hack, right? And I know in the beginning of this video I said that I don't want to do a hack, but this is quite literally a hack. And I've got ample amount of evidence to prove it as well, which I'll show you. But let's say you want to achieve a financial goal or a health goal or whatever goal, right? Let's say money for the time being. What you want to do is you want to work backwards from there. So you have to ask yourself, in order for you to achieve this goal, what kind of behaviors must you have, right? What are the capabilities that you must believe you have? And therefore, what beliefs do you require in order to have those capabilities, in order to make that behavior effortless? And is this in alignment with your values? Which is the behavior in alignment with your values? Are the capabilities in alignment with your values? Are the beliefs in alignment with your values? And is the goal in alignment with your values, right? And your beliefs as well. And so really the focus is, in the work that I do, to help people change their identity, who they believe they are. The question you have to ask yourself is, for you to achieve whatever goal you have set for yourself in, let's say, 2025, right, this year, or if you're watching this in the future, then whatever year it is, the question you have to ask yourself is, what is the identity? What are the values? What are the beliefs? What are the capabilities? And what is the behavior of the person who achieves this goal? And so instead of working on the behaviors, you work on the identity. And the easiest thing you can do, the easiest thing that you can do to do this is, of course, work on this, but even easier than that, actually, I should change that. It's not easy, it's actually simple, right? The simplest thing that you could do, not easy, simple, is change this: your environment, right? The people that you spend your time with, the kind of environment that you're in. If your environment is surrounded by people who have this identity, then automatically your beliefs will start to shift. Your capabilities will start to shift. And so in turn, your behaviors will start to shift, which will create this change. And that is what's been my experience. So to give you an example, I love martial arts. And I've always loved martial arts. I've grown up watching Bruce Lee's movies, Jackie Chan's movies, and I've been a huge fan. As a kid, I practiced karate. I was never really good. I competed in international tournaments. I didn't really do anything with it though. Anyway, I got a bit older. I decided I'm going to really jump back into it. So I did mixed martial arts, I did boxing, I did Muay Thai, and I signed up for my first big fight. This was in 2017, if I remember correctly. And when I signed up for that fight, I trained really, really hard. It was my goal. I had 8 months to prepare, and I lost a bunch of weight. I definitely got fit, but I didn't get good. I didn't get good enough to win. So when I got in that ring and I was facing this guy who was about 15 kgs like heavier than me, that's more than 30 pounds heavier than me. And I'm the kind of person that doesn't back down. That's the kind of person that I am. So I went in for it. I did it. I didn't win. And it really destroyed me then. But then I said, you know what? Lucky for me, I'm not the kind of person that I give up. That's one of my values, right? And so I have to find another way. And so I found another school. I found myself surrounded by people who were champions, state level champions, national level champions, and international level champions. And when I started competing with these people, when I started practicing with them, of course, my skill level improved, but my mindset changed completely. The way that they thought about competition, the way they thought about training was completely different. Their beliefs were completely different, which gave them completely different capabilities, which gave them completely different behaviors. So for my first fight, I practiced for 8 months, right? For my second competition, I practiced Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, grappling. It's the sport that I practice even now today. I love it. I basically just practiced for a year. And as a result of that practice, the changes that came inside of me, the way that I ate, the way that I slept, the way that I trained, everything about me, and the way that I actually competed changed. When I competed with this new identity, with this new set of values, beliefs, capabilities, and behaviors that came originally from the new school, the new environment, everything shifted for me. I went in and I won 2 silver medals in the first competition that I just decided to compete on a whim. It was unbelievable to me. I never thought that I could be able to do anything like that. It's crazy for me, right? I won 2 silver medals. The only person that beat me was somebody who was a coach in the gym that I was practicing in. And this completely changed the way that I thought about goal setting. I said, the quickest thing that I could do to achieve any goal is to change this. It's very important that you change this. The environment, the context, and then the beliefs that come with it, right? So if you're somebody that wants an environment where people are coming in together and really working on achieving their peak human potential, really unlocking that extra bit of performance, it doesn't matter if you want to, become healthier, become fitter, or start a business, or do something else with your life. The point is that you have to know how to use your brain. And the best thing that human beings can do to change the way their brain works is by copying other people. Copying is the wrong word. It's model the right people. So if you want a great group of people that you want to model, right? You want a great group of people that can help you change your beliefs, that can help you change your values. If you want to maybe have a chance to come work with me one day and speak to me, maybe live, where I could actually talk to you and help you change this, because there are certain systems and processes that you could use that could help you change this like that. And if you want help with that, the first step is, of course, get yourself a good group of people. But also, you need to know what beliefs are even holding you back in the first place. What are your limiting beliefs right now that are holding you back in the first place? And I'm not talking about beliefs that you are aware of. I'm talking about beliefs that you are not aware of, that are at a subconscious level. And I have a brilliant assessment that will help bring these beliefs up into the surface, into your awareness, so you can do something about them. If you're interested in taking that assessment, there's a link in the description below. You can go click on it, join this community that I have on School. And inside that community, you will find an assessment and a whole bunch of other resources that will finally help you set and achieve your goals. I hope this has been helpful. My name is Jay, and I hope to see you on the inside. Take care. Bye-bye.